Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the LG Ultragear presents the East Club Challenger Series, powered by ZOTAC Gaming. We are now back after a pretty hefty little break for qualifier one over into qualifier two, but it's going to be your boy Aggressive with my main man OG. And today's matchups are going to be an interesting one. Let's head on down over onto that screen. Yes, we are a little bit late. Yes, there were a couple of delays, but nothing to worry about. It's the action when it comes down to the Esports Club. We'll never stop. We're here a little bit late, but still, nonetheless, we are going to be introducing you the teams of today's one. Prime 5 versus Lethal Esports, and on the 8 p.m. matchup, 8:30 p.m. matchup, sorry, it will be Random Esports going up against Team Valorant. Today, though, it's going to be the most interesting matchup for the 4 p.m. game because Lethal Esports are going to make their debut, and Prime 5, they have something to prove coming on back down from a pretty hefty loss on qualifiers.
100%, man. And like you said, it's an important debut, right? You have names like Lucia, you have names like Marcel and Rafa. For those who are a little newer to Valorant, I understand Lucia and Rafa might be some names that you might not be fully familiar with, but they are very, very prominent players down here in the South. And they have a lot of respect that they've garnered, not only for the amount of experience they have playing against the big names, but also for the ability for them to play very well and not be phased by it. So it's going to be really interesting, man. And they have ex-Salty supposed to play against, right? Which is now Prime 5. They've been on a tear here in the Challenger Series, and this could be their test because against the team like Lethal Esports, there's very little prep work that you can do heading into this. So a lot of what we're gonna see on the server is gonna be more of intuitive plays and head-to-head matchups rather than anything that's more preemptive and pre-calculated.
It's for certain. Prime 5, they're going to be in a pretty tough spot, but really does depend on the maps, though. Let's head on down over towards the map view screen and see exactly where we're going to be headed from both of these teams. And map number one being split, I kind of understand why Lethal Esports did pick up this map against Prime 5. Prime 5 have a little bit of a difficulty when it comes down to playing this map down properly. We have
Hmm.
seen that on their previous iterations as well. That they don't really mesh well with this map in particular, but then again, we're talking about Trick here. Trick has been an incredible player when it comes down to his own mechanical dominance. The guy just runs in and instantly domes people before even thinking about what he's doing. And
Uh,
if you have a player like that on such a close proximity map, your
yeah.
aim is your best friend. And I think that we know exactly what happens when a player just runs rampant on this map.
I, I get where that's coming from, but this is what I'm feeling before we head into this best of three. Split, Haven, and Fracture. Three maps which is heavily reliant on having very good chemistry, very good comms, and playing very tiptoe on your rotations. Lethal Esports being a newer squad will have a small difficulty adapting to maybe that playstyle, so we might get to see something different. This is something I like because given this map pool and given this matchup, I think we continue the trend of, the Esports Club Bamboozle series. There's nothing that we can expect walking into this best of three.
That's for certain. But then again, second map being Haven. Hmm.
Hmm.
How do you want to explain this? Because
I'd say
Haven,
calculated aggression, my friend. That's the only way I'm going to see this because we have players like Rafa, like Lucia, like Marcel who not only know how to play aggressive but also know the brilliant setup to get that aggression, right? So I think it's going to be a lot of calculated aggression that we're going to see throughout this best of three, especially on Haven and Split and Fracture. I'm going to be seeing more of maybe that rotation and also the juke plays where you might debate the rotation towards one side and try catching a timing window. So that's what I'm going to be expecting from at least Split and Fracture, but Haven's going to be a bloodbath, and I'm so happy it's map 2 and not map 3.
because Haven being one of those maps that if you put that on the decider, that's a pretty rough situation you're trying to put yourself in. Because Haven's one of the few maps in the game that you can never really even, put into account of what exactly could happen. This is one of the few maps where comebacks can happen at any second, but then again, comebacks may not happen and we could be staring down the barrel of a 13 and 3 score. But
Hmm.
Split is one of the other maps that has a lot more of a predictable curve. You know for a fact that the attacking side is so difficult to get any sort of value out of, even if you're running a breach-based combination. But then again, as soon as you go over onto the defense, you can sing a completely different tune, and your team can easily come on back from even a 10 and 2 scoreline if you play your cards properly on the defense.
Yeah, but
This
that's
map
only
is
if, right?
facilitates the comeback.
Hmm. it sure facilitates a comeback, but it also depends on the momentum and which way it's going. Especially in a map like Split, confidence is something that needs to be there on your side, right? When you're going to be committing rotations, when you're going to be committing lurk plays, and when you need to exploit, let's say, as the defense, you need to exploit the mid setup, so you need to play aggressive. You should not be in any semblance of discomfort there. You need to be able to take up the task and be able to play aggressively through main. So it requires a very fluid setup here. And that's what I'm looking forward to see. Team's taken over the ciphers, so that's something a little more unique to Split, right? Playing against a cipher on Split feels a little different from, let's say, Haven, because the utility in this close of a situation can't be dispelled by something like a Sova, as it's not as prominent. So it has a little more value on a map like this. It's gonna create a little more problem for maybe Sensei, but luckily they have this double duelist combination where you have the Raze and the Jet, right? So it's a double dive bomb essentially. If one falls, there's always another in the front line to maybe bring out that trade and draw in that I'd say stalemate towards that side for a little longer for you to gain that advantage.
Cypher is pretty much like Phoenix at this point. He's obsolete. The main reason
To some
why people
extent.
don't. No, the thing is that the main reason why is Phoenix not really picked up?
I
It's
mean, it's
because
easy to
he
tap him twice. Not gonna lie.
not that OG. It's primarily because he's an agent that can be easily replaced. Someone does his job better.
Exactly.
Cypher's in the same place. What does Cypher do? That's something that Chamber can. Chamber does his job better. Killjoy
Yeah,
has a lot more utility in comparison to the Cypher, so she can also do his job better.
maybe.
So you're now in that dilemma of why even pick up the Sentinel when there's so many other options.
And I think that's something for them to answer because that's their decision and that's what we're gonna look to see. For now, though, a full-on commitment
Okay.
towards this ace side and just the straight-up rush through rounds for tap, and that puts ZBOX to
Give it
bed.
to
The Boombot does give them a little space though, and three players stuck towards rope. And Sensei plays this one aggressive. Well, they've collapsed onto the ropes and it's worked brilliantly. As everybody from Prime tried to rendezvous towards the ropes, they just put it in a box, and Marcel's like, yeah, walk right into it, my friend. Oh god. James has just walked past Marcel. And if Marcel is unbeknownst to this, Lucia might be an imminent threat. And Marcel, is he gonna clear? Oh god. James, I don't think he gave that footstep away too loud. His teammates are pinging the position and Lucia given a chance to live, which has given Marcel ample room to make grounds towards the backstab. And James, oh god, the second time of asking and he still can't do it. The quad kill and Marcel's lurk continues to impress. He secures the pistol and that's just the start of the journey.
Matt just literally went through hell, came back into hell, and then he stepped right back out of it.
Are you saying he's a
Teams
Hell
didn't even-
Ranger? Okay, let's not go there. I'm sorry, I haven't brought that up.
I'll give you OG out of 10 for that.
Oh god.
We got down from that round though. Trick is gonna try his luck with the Marshall. Maybe could find something a little bit crispy here. Shots cannot even be taken. He needs to get himself out of that one. Too much over-aggression could cost his team an advantage, and don't want to give it up early because that Marshall can still be deadly. We can find a proper angle. Lucia, though, is going to be the one to take down one. ZBOX stuck in a pretty bad situation of his own. Not going to be able to survive that one for long. 0 and 1 should be turning into a 0 and 2 in about a couple seconds.
Nothing that you could have even done from the Marshall at that range, so it makes sense why the rotation through defender spawns him. Oh god. I assume we wouldn't see a shorty kill and we'd all be, you know, a little rational to start our Sundays off. Nah. Salt Esports bring ex-Salt Esports bringing the salt, at least in this game. Teams, he tried his very best. Again, it's all small but chip damage that they're trying to do here. Ooh! Juicy. Nice Marshall shot, not gonna lie. They did lose 2 members here, which is something that I think Lethal Esports are gonna take without a problem. They take their W's where they get them. 2-0. a chance for them to play their bonus. With the investment coming in from the side of Prime 5, I feel like now would be a turn where we'd get that more prominent matchup towards mid. The last time we did see Sensei take that angle, not looking to be the case this time around though. They want to play around it, they're not immediately going to contest it. That's the different case here from Lethal Esports. They want a little real estate towards mid, and that's where Marcel may be headed alongside Lucia as he sets up that flash towards A Heaven.
Oh, this is bad. The fact that Sensei, he tried to go into A Heaven completely dry without any form of information. That could have costed him a lot there, but Marcel already so aggressive from the side of mid. He just walks up there without any form of problems, and they're gonna give that free space to him. But Marcel, he needs to be careful. Oh no!
No! The choke.
That's a whip and a half right there, boys. Marcel's probably kicking himself from that one. But then again, it's all part of the plan and it's all part of the process. Two players are on very low levels of HP, and Beast, yeah, he's counting the stars right now.
Yeah, this defense heavily relies on crossfire and utility now. They do not want to take this gun deals, especially against Spectre. The assault weapons come into the play. I'm not sure what his play there was, but the guiding light, it doesn't give away Stranger's play, who doubles down on his lock. The double spray as well. A 1v2. What do you have, Android? He needs to pick this play apart as soon as he can. Stranger is well isolated, but he's well aware of Android's position. Swaps the weapon as he enters his coffin. The triple. Stranger, one position that you leave, and it costs you the entire round. Man, Lethal Esports, they did a crap ton of damage, but in all seriousness, that was a round that they were looking at a W for.
Strong setup from the side of Prime 5, but then again, a little bit too much really came down to hitting your shots. When you are playing this aggressive onto mid, you can't make those type of mistakes. But ooh, this was a dangerous play in general. Beast,
especially with the Phantom.
This is a pretty tough situation you're trying to put yourself into. But then again, Lethal, they're not taking any form of risk. That last round was their bonus round, yes, but now that they have these buys, they've done significant amounts of damage, and Sensei spots out those toes, just instantly domes a player. One player's holding it up to the side, but a person is flying up and towards the sky. Stranger, he has all the flashes, he has everything in the entire world, but Rafa, even through the flash, is going to be able to get that kill. That man just cannot be stopped. They have the site to themselves, and controls is there for the take.
Exactly. As well as the man advantage, it's gonna be hard for Prime 5 to get back into the side, as they're surely gonna be locked out because the Seekers. The fight's on the back of information now, and that's the huge problem. Cheems gets information of his own, knows the whereabouts of Rafa and the raids. Lucia is the linchpin, and it doesn't even have to come all the way to him. Marcel and Android that cover his boy. 3-1. It got a little sweaty there, but in all honesty, Prime 5 did what they could with the call that they had to make in a split decision. They rolled out that Rolling Thunder. The fact that they were still able to make room within the site and get that man advantage was baffling. At least hold it. It felt like with the Rolling Thunder, there at least would have been enough time bought for the defense to rotate over and supplement this retake effort before even the plan started.
Marcel's turn to just try and survive and deal some damage, but again, he's trying to bite off a bit more than he can chew there. That's gonna be a costly one, Stranger! Don't worry, buddy. Don't worry, buddy. That has happened to me so often that Boombot has survived of its own. I'm not gonna lie, OG, that Boombot can strafe better than 90% of the teammates that I have in my random teams.
Exactly. So if you ain't doing aim labs, you know how to warm up.
Yep. Get a friend. Tell him to throw some Boombots in your way, and you know how to do it. But Android, he's gonna turn the heads of his enemies into the proper aimbot technique.
We're gonna see Big Daddy
and
Brim.
Big Brimstone up in the sky. Song playing in our minds. Will it be the song of victory for the side of Lethal Esports, though, is the real question. 1-4, they're looking strong, but now that the proper buys have come in, and now that Trick is on towards his operator, this one player could spell doom for the entirety and the hopes and dreams of Lethal.
Yeah, and if this doesn't work, you know, Lethal Esports, they'll feel like they have nothing left to lose. This has to be the trump card that Prime 5 are able to take the W on the back off. Marcel is able to dodge, but not Lucia. You can't even call that overcommitting, right? He was playing on the back of his teammates till they forced. Just did not expect the aggression to pan out in that fashion. Sensei, quick aggression through Heaven, and Stranger is primed with a flash. And boom goes the dynamite. And Trick gets tricked himself. Beautiful off angle being held, but Sensei coming in with the trade keeps this favorable, at least for the moment. Gives Rafa the space that he so crucially needs. Marcel working on the back of his teammate. And now boils this down to a 2 versus 2. There needs to be, however, a little more caution. If they need to fight Marcel, as he still has the Tour force. Fall wired, neither of them could dodge it, and Cheems now able to creep up through defender spawn rotation. That's gonna force them out in the open, and Cheems with the cage play puts a lot of pressure onto this defense. Marcel delivers, and he gets the double. The Tour de Force takes them on a tour to this beast side, and on a tour to hell itself, as Marcel continues to be a demon for Lethal Esports.
Like his organization, his aim is always there. That will never fail him. Other than that one round. But hey, it's a headhunter. And that weapon can sometimes be a double-edged sword if you're not careful. 1 in 5 beautiful shots coming out from both of these teams, but still, it will be the team that can hold out the longest when it comes out of the wrong.
Storm
come out on top. But now, Blaze Storm's in hand. Maybe will be a difference maker, but Chiefs! No one's gonna clear him! But the Spectre, that's one weapon that cannot be relied upon.
Yeah, it betrays him at the worst possible moment. They do have the overgrowth as well, so healing's not that big of a problem if you're on the shoes of Lethal Esports. The blades, tricks make them count. Marcel, his job is to cover this back. Is he gonna be getting the timing peak though? Because he's been looked at, and Stranger knows exactly what the play ahead of him is. Marcel still not phased by this challenge, and neither is Strick as he finds yet another. His blades still singing the songs of death. He right clicks inside, and now Rafa with his back turn. Trick looking to make a big clutch and a big play. The defuse, it needs to be half stuck. The cloudburst gives him a little bit of cover, but only 11 HP. Marcel, he needs to find the kill, and he does. He did not have any tricks left in his bag, and Marcel, from the back yet again, continues to give Lethal Esports more grounds in this first half. 1-6 aggressive. Crucial space being lost by Prime 5 in their defense.
It's close to impossible to try and bring themselves back from such a sticky situation. Trick, man. This guy pulled a rabbit out of his hat. This was an impossible round. He nearly clutched it out as well. If Marcel died to Stranger, it was over. But the timing was in his favor. Everything was there for him. Looks like a clip that I watched a couple of, like about 10 minutes ago, if I remember. I wonder whose clip that was, OG.
Yeah, but I wonder how this clip is gonna end, because we've seen it end on a gruesome note, even if it starts off well. Prime 5 are having a problem closing out these rounds. It's not getting these openings that are the problem aggressive. That's when the communication really comes into the bigger picture. Marcel had the opportunity to get the opening there. Chivix, he's been patient, but is he going to be rewarded? Sensei is on the other end, and he's spotted the gun barrel. Gets the headshot as well. There goes the party. Is he aware? Yes, he is. Android could not dismantle his head as fast as a rocket left the holder. And Marcel, the beauty, is he gonna be the beholder? Yes, he is! Another one tap. He opens up this round for Lethal Esports yet again. The only player within the side. And no, Beast cannot deliver. Again, Lethal Esports finding a way to swing this round around, and it's on the back of Marcel's heroics. 3v3, man. It's giving me the goosebumps.
Marcel, he already knows one person is holding from screens. His trap has given away so much information. Now he knows 2 people are there. All the calls have been given. Lucy has been the one to be the instigator for this one. Now, they need to hold. They need to try and survive. Marcel, stuck. He's going to be able to live. Trick comes in with the no-scope to try and close everything out, but still, he just finds one. Lucius gonna be the one to get that final pickup. And now, it's 1 and 7, and this looks grim. You're on your own defensive side on the map of Split. This is your performance.
Even though Marzo might have left one of the best teams in India, he proves that the best never left him. These plays are just unbelievable. The fact that he was stunned and still managed to tap at that range. At this point, every plan that Prime 5 are making seems to be in doubt in Marzo. This play finally ends up working. You did see him go for this play for a couple of occasions. No.
And poor Jivix.
The pain, the salt, the misery.
Marcel doesn't care. He's just swinging at this point. Beast. He's trying to make his way up, but at the end of the day, I think he's done. One person holding from Tarzan. And Rafa. He's gonna be the one to get it all. 1 and 8. Things just look rough. What do you do here in this situation? They're gonna take a timeout, but is it a little too late to try and stop this level of momentum? Because what's your game plan here? I don't see much other than you just playing together as a squad. It feels as though trades are not even happening. They're going in for double peaks, but after the first initial kill, the second trade just does not happen.
Maybe level the playing field in a different way now. I've seen a lot of mid-presence from Lethal Esports. The way you usually deal with this on the defense is when you play aggressively through either main. You know, give them mid-control, play off their rotations, put them in a box and play retake. Have a little bit of utility saved and make sure that aggression goes in tandem. Like you said, the trades haven't been coming in. That's why the aggression really is not panning out, right? They've tried this towards mid. They've tried this towards A main. They've tried this towards B main. Every time it feels like when they try to play aggressive, Lethal Esports are allowing them to take that aggression and then punishing it by holding that aggressive off angle. Not really giving it away at first peak, but rather baiting Prime 5 into playing a little aggressive into their setup. Essentially making them fear their own game plan. Yeah, that sounds lethal as it is.
They need to slow down these pushes. That's the main issue. They're giving away a lot of space. And whenever Lethal occupy that space, it's just over for them. Every single time I'm witnessing this, I'm always questioning, what is the game plan? You are giving up this space and you're just doing something like that. Okay, Marzel just tries to walk up freely into A and he's going to get punished for it heavily. Beast is going to be able to find a freebie, and now with the menace down already, Stranger, he's holding a corner. Oh, Sensei.
What are these stun taps that we're getting to see?
Literally the chef's kiss right there. Beautiful shot. Trick's position is given away. The Seekers are coming for you. Your name's on it, but he dodges it. Shivix comes in as the backup. Android's gonna be good for 1. He's trying to get this kill onto his own twin sister. It's gonna be able to find it. It is a 1 versus 2 situation. Lucia, he's in the position. And Keems is gonna be the one to shut it down. The pause comes into full fruition, and Stranger gives them the pep talk that they need. 2 and 8. And I believe that Prime 5, they still have a little bit of a fight left in.
Little? They need a lot more from where that came from, my friend. 8-2. They had the opportunity to redeem themselves by getting these 2 more rounds and making it a doable task if they win the second half pistol. But that needs to be their path to redemption. I don't think they're anywhere close to breaking the economy of Lethal, and Lethal have the showstopper up. That's what I'm looking forward to. There we go! No, he got Rosa.
Out of the sky. Get a fly swatter and then slap him down into the ground. That was a beautiful shot. Oh my god, but Marzel's like, don't worry about it, buddy. I got you.
Sensei has been very influential with finding these openings, has been very on point. He finds a way, however, to dodge all this aggression through heaven. Rafa's gone unaccounted for. Luckily, Stranger finds the trade. Lucia disengages, knowing that Sensei has position. He can play the long game here, but it's all reliant on Sensei finding aggressive success through defender spawn. With the neural theft, his play is given away. The early rotation from Beast should secure this avenue. Sensei
He's trying to go for
whips out
traps,
the
man.
blades. He has only one remaining. Lucia, he's left all alone in towards the side, and Sensei at defender spawn rotation needs to find this crossing. He's smoked out though, and he's not able to find success. Lucia is being watched from the rafters, and Beast can't find this kill. 11 HP. We've seen better from worse. How does Lucia manage to play this one out? The half stick, Stranger committing teams on the cover duty, and they secure 8-3.
Last round before the switch.
I think that they just needed that one pause. They needed the one momentum break to completely shift their mental into the proper note so that they can finally get a couple of frags down. Trades are on point, and this is what we really needed. The team in general was not playing bad when it came down to the first half. Their trade game was just horrible. Shots were being hit. They were winning out on some individual 1v1s, but as soon as they lost a 1v1, there was nothing for a trade. And even if there was something for a trade, they had no way of capitalizing on top of it. Trick on these last couple of rounds was crucial with his first initial pickups with that operator, but now he doesn't have money for it. He's running on a Blade Storm to try and close everything out. He does have the op. How is he going to use it, though, is the real question. He can't miss a single shot, but then again, Lethal, they're trying to circumvent that operator holding from B. They know the A side's clear. Marcel gave a lot of information away. Now Stranger, he's holding down in that corner. He cannot use any form of utility to try and stop them just yet. He's trying to make his way down over towards the side and possibly play it for a retake, but Sensei,
He has different ideas.
he has another plan.
Lucia is gonna be selling this fake as hard as he can. Oh, what the hell, James? How? That's so unfortunate, and Stranger with utility gets caught off guard. The aggressive play continues to work out. Beast needs to pull off a beastly play. He needs to make this defense count, and yes, big second kill. Disengages and plays the patient game, and so is Rafa. He's going all the way back towards B.
He's gonna get pincered.
Default plant. It's gonna be hard for Marcel to play on the back of this. GeForce makes sure that Marcel is well removed. Coming in through main. Rafa gets blown to bits. GeForce finding those crucial frags at those crucial moments. 4-8. This could be the start to their redemption.
Switching sides.
Death from above. There's absolutely no way you'd have survived that one. It's a 4-8 situation, and at the end of the day, it's just bodies just piling up one by one. Once again, I believe that the members of Lethal, they're spreading themselves out way too thin for their own good. You pretty much saw what happened in the last round. Marzel was walking into A. Rafa made a turnaround play over onto B, and Marzel was nowhere in sight. He needed to run, knife out, no information whatsoever where the opponents were, and he got cut off.
Yeah, and that's also kind of the reason why, it happened to a Lethal Esports' playstyle, which is more rotation based, and that's a rotation that they didn't expect, especially considering Beast's beastly play towards elbow. Marcel's play isn't given away with that camera as well. Well, not with this, at least somewhat. Everybody just chilling outside A, aggressive.
See if there's any form of over-aggression from the members of Lethal. And I understand that, but then again, maybe a little bit more initiative could help it. Okay, they just casually walk up on towards the side of A heaven. That's gonna be a fun one. And ladies and gentlemen, the A side seems to be ripe for the picking. Flash one in 1, 2, 3. Oh, he's not gonna use it. They're just gonna keep on walking.
Yeah.
That's a free kill. Marcel's just sitting there.
So smart, so disciplined. Just very, very silent contact play and rough. Ah! Tries to go for the plan deny that baits him on the aggressive stance with Trick was more than ready to capitalize on. Android gets ripped apart and GeForce with the quad.
They just casually walk into A heaven that was completely open and Marcel didn't place any traps there.
Exactly, that was the big
What?
problem, right? GeForce with the ghost, he kills like a darn ghost.
No, I have a question. You just saw the cyber cage being placed, and you didn't think someone crossed?
Maybe it was a gamble play.
That is a massive gamble to take. That is something that you should never take in certain situations, especially on the defensive side.
Double satchel. Ramp control yet again. This time though, Marcel has been a little more heads up with this alarm bot placement. Nice nade. Puts a momentary lapse to this heaven hit, which is now being plugged apart. Sensei finds the kill with the shorty. What's happening here?
Hey, they're manning up to the mistake that they made in the last round. Please, nope, he's dead. Good night.
No! Again.
The shorty slap to the face. And that spike. Yep. Good luck picking that one up, GeForce. That's not gonna happen anytime soon. And Sensei, he comes in with a backstab on the forehead.
Shorty be having mood swings, man. I cannot understand how this round even came in fruition. Sure, that pain shields were a good start of it, but God. Lethal Esports being as lethal as their name suggests. Even on the back of a freebie, they managed to grab a freebie. Prime 5 need this, dude. Prime 5 can't afford for Lethal to get double digits on the back of a good economy. That's just too hard of a task, man.
God, yep. Trick! He's gonna be good for one. He knew exactly what Sensei was trying to employ. Even Sensei acknowledges the shot that he got hit by Trick. He's a demon and a half when he's on that sheriff and he's looking for more. Good amount of space being gained. Rafa's trying to gain even more, but Stranger, he doesn't miss those shots. Here comes Android. But that judge is only good for one more, and Lucia's gonna come in for the damage control. He's gonna be able to take down two more, but he needs to play a little bit more patient because the Beast is still alive. He's still kicking. Possessions are good, and the Beast is gonna be able to find that first initial pick up, and now it's all up to Marzel. What's the play here, buddy? No guns in the hand of the Beast. He's still running with that Sheriff, but that Sheriff can easily sing the Song of Death just by getting one dink to the forehead.
Yeah.
And Marcel, he's making the right read. He's not expecting an A hit. He's expecting a B hit. He's in the perfect place for the timing. And Marcel, he's probably going to be able to just walk out. Freebie for him. Marcel's going to be able to find a beautiful shot. Readjustment clean on towards the face. And a 5-10 scoreline for the side of him.
Crucially, yet again, Marzel continues to clutch these close rounds out for his team. What is it now? I think we need a Marzel counter on the stream at this point. Production, 4 rounds, 5 rounds, something monstrous like that. The amount of rounds that Marzel has won could be the amount of rounds that Prime 5 have won altogether. That's what I'm trying to say.
Marcel could not clutch as the rounds that they did win.
They have the buy here, man. We've seen this A-side execute work, but also it completely fail. And that's right after it worked stellarly.
Wait, Sensei's going for a glass cannon or no, he is.
They're taking mid control here, which I like. They're still taking this presence towards A main. Although there could be an early rotation committed by Lethal Esports, and I think that's what Prime 5 are trying to force out of Lethal. Marcel has the offhand on Trick this, and yeah, this is a battle that Trick couldn't avoid even if he wanted to.
He's gonna die there regardless because of that off angle. Wasn't ready for it.
Dude, these judge plays.
How does it make you feel? Does it want you to take
No,
a shower?
my stomach's already like empty. Now it's hurting. I'm gonna see it work. Oh, just somebody put this man to bed. Because he's making the rest of Prime 5 dead. Trade does come in, and how classic for it to be in that fashion. Still 1v3 though. This needs to be a Marcel-esque play if Beast needs to pull this round out of the hat. Talk about the demon. You plan to see the hope it's gonna make it a tree. And that's what he's done in this first half, right? Every single time delivering. At this point, you might as well call him Dunzo.
That's actually a really good reference right there. 5 and 11 though, and Marzel basically gives away his gun. He's like, I don't even need it. I have a 2 to force in my hand, and that's all that I need to try and get this one out. He's gonna be playing mid though, trying to go in for a little bit more of an aggro play, but the members of Prime 5, they're trying to head on down over towards the other side line. And again, remember what I said? Here comes the party! And the party's gonna be there for both sides. Android's gonna be able to dodge out the showstopper, but cannot dodge out the bullets coming in from Trick. They have the entirety of the A side for themselves, but for how long is the real question. 4 versus 4 retake situation, ladies and gentlemen. And map point is now on the line.
Operator close range though. How are we gonna see it? Sensei needs to pull up with the clip if he is to ship the hope of Prime 5 into map 2. There is presence towards Under Heaven though, and Rafa not committed on the white swing just yet. Sensei watching his back. Close swing from Rafa with the Phantom. It does pay its dividends. It's all gonna be on Beast to pull off a magnificent play, which he is not gonna be set up for. The fact that they were able to retake through elbow on the back of an operator is itself baffling.
The operator can act as a close range weapon if you can use it down to full fruition.
But why do you allow it to work? The entire fact of, you know, the operator being a liability is close range retake. It's not the best situational weapon, right? Now, that off angle being held might have been a little too predictable. Cool, might have given the edge to Sensei, but the second swing, man, you can't allow that kind of brutality. There needs to be a little more, maybe utility in mind, something. I'm just trying to think out loud, and Lethal Esports yet again walk away with that man advantage. They give up the side, sure, but they have a boatload of utility to throw back at Prime 5.
This is gonna wait it through now.
Exactly.
It's 5 and 12. They went for a proper hit, but they're surrounded. They're all stuck inside of the side. How are you gonna try and survive this? Because currently with the Seekers, positions are already being given away. They have the birds to try and get something down. Stranger slows them down as much as he possibly can, but no, Rafa misses out on a couple of shots, but still Trick is...
Blade Storm. This could be big. Stranger is just trying to buy time, and Trick is working on the back of it. Marzel's so dead low, and that's the clutch minister in half health. Sensei watching his teammates back, and Lethal Esports managed to close it out.
Defenders win.
13-5. Dominance. This is what we got to see. And Lethal Esports, for their debut, they're surely living up to their name.
You're not gonna be able to live for long if you're gonna be like that. Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
god, Lethal. The way that they're taking control is just incredible. Every single time I see this team, the players are not like they just make the perfect cohesive unit. The way that they're peeking angles together, the way that they're playing with one another, it's just incredible to watch. And as we head on down over towards the match highlight, you can witness those plays once again. And I wouldn't really say the members of Prime 5 really played bad at all in that regard. They had their crossfire set up. They had what it took to try and win out the map, but they just couldn't time any of the plays being done by Lethal. Lethal just constantly kept shutting them down when they had a plan. They were just faster in punishing a couple of the mistakes that Prime 5 were making. Prime 5, they tried to punish the mistakes being made by Lethal, but they were able to close out the gaps even faster before the members of Prime 5 were able to capitalize on top of it.
Yeah, and on how
That's
many
why
occasions?
this loss even happened.
And on how many occasions aggressive do we see them just get marceled? That's something that you can't, you know, really afford in this kind of a matchup. I saw 2 rounds already. I think this is the third that Marzel did take the W for his team. So I think after the stream, I'm gonna put a quick counter to see how many rounds Marcel actually won his team. Look at that. I mean, the fact that he was able to get that opening and Beast let that go unpunished, it puts Lethal Esports in such a prime position. Because, yeah, sure, even though it's a 3 versus 3, the fact that you lost the site, you lost so much time by having to commit that rotation and
The
letting that
man
plant go
advantage.
down. Yeah, it's like so many ticking time bombs on your criteria and your contingent to win a round. Not the most optimum way to head into that kind of situation, I might add.
Just rough in general. We did see a little bit of a resurgence from the members of Prime 5 at the very end, but not enough. Just, it wasn't perfect enough.
Uh, Map 2, I hope it shines a little bright upon them because it's going to be Haven. Hopefully, a map that they can make up, at least in terms of individual prowess, can get in that entry, right? That's something that the Nutley has not had that big of a problem with on Haven, sorry, on Split. I think we mentioned that as well. It's not the opening frags that are the problem, but closing the rounds out. What you should start, you should finish, right? Well, we started those best of 3, and map 2 is still yet to be. So a 5-minute break is, I think, what we're called out for. So you're just gonna have to wait. Get your Red Bull, get your popcorn, but regardless what, do not be a second late because map 2 is gonna be a banger and we'll be right back with the action. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Challenger Series, powered by ZOTAC. Map 1 was lethal, to say the least, as Lethal Esports did take it out 13 to 5, and with a very, very dominant first game by not only Lethal but also Marcel, who had 25 frags. So that's like double compared to even the closest one on his team. We move on to Haven, a
I
map
think we got more
which.
combined with the opponent team as well.
Let's not go there.
Ouch.
Let's not go there aggressive. Let us, however, go towards Haven, because again, a map where you might get to see that Marzel play even more, right? We got to see so many lurk plays on split cool. He plays off rotation, but Haven is a completely different beast. Of course, Haven is also a map where you are gonna find the chamber at least 90% of the time on either side, right? So those kind of plays become a little more harder to make once you see a chamber, once you see a killjoy. Cheems wasn't able to do much, but again, that's how Cypher utility more or less works, right? Unless you have that camera, you're not gonna get a large AoE detection, which helps you get more information to commit your team play out of. So that's something that they knew that they lacked from the get-go, and that's something that costed them. Cool. This is a new day. This is a new map, not a new day. This is a new map, a new chance for them to redeem themselves. You just gotta hope that they pick this one up.
It's gonna be a tough one though in general because Prime 5, yeah, their map pickup is pretty strong, and I personally would say that hey, they can take the map of Haven away, but then again, after the performance from Lethal, I'm a little bit scared about their chances because this map does not really allow you to get away with a lot of individualistic performances. You need to play together as a team, and your trades need to be absolutely immaculate. But then again, hey, OG, I'm expecting a neon. You see it on our screen, it's on our graphic, it's sitting
It's
there.
been there for a while, yeah.
Just pick it up. We all know the neon's incredible on this map. We have seen Optic pick it up quite often. And you guys laugh at me all the time whenever it comes down to me saying that neon is a meta pick. And after what happened in the other regions, you can no longer say that. Suck it.
Well, let's head to the map selection. Let's see if your desires are gonna be satisfied today.
It's never gonna happen because our region is scared of the neon. God damn it.
Okay.
One of these
Correct.
days, I'm gonna get my wish. One of these days.
We're really looking forward to it, aren't you?
Yes. So that I can rub it in your face as much as I possibly can. And
Man,
if that team wins, even better.
see, here's my prediction, and you need to take this with a grain of salt. I know you're desperately waiting for your neon pick here, but I feel like the neon pick will run away from you faster than she runs into this game. So you're gonna have to wait for quite a while, my friend. Quite a while.
You're the always the one to just bash away my dreams. Like, because why the hell is neon not being picked up? Think about it. Okay, people are saying that, okay, why should we pick up a neon when there's something like a jet? Jet can close in the distance only once, while neon, if there's
Choose
proper
your
utility
agent.
behind her, can close the distance throughout the entire game. She can completely change the timing of peaks and can actually occupy space faster than a jet, not for site executions, but actually for, controlling a certain area of the map. You use your utility, and the jet can only use her dash to gain control of that space. But the
Yeah.
neon can just use her run ability, gain control, and if she wants to enter into a site, she has that dash available to her, which her teammates can use even as a pseudo flash, because normally you're not going to be able to get that kill on towards the face of a neon. It's not that simple. And we have
Understandable.
seen that happen even more on Haven, a map that is so massive in scale. If you can have that timing in your favor, it can work out. I'm going on a tangent here primarily because, hey, I am a Neon slash Chamber main, so I don't care about that. You guys can bash me on my Instagram DMs later. Make sure to follow us on our Instagrams at the Rate Esports Club and also us on our personal handles. But that's the thing here.
Okay.
I like the compositions that they have picked up, but come on. I'm so hopeful. I'm hopeful.
That works.
Hopeful for maybe a better day tomorrow. Well, at least you get the chamber on either side, so a little bit of W. I guess you get your cookie at the end regardless.
And Chamber's
Let's
a
see whose
meta
cookie
pick, man.
crumbles.
Who the hell runs with meta picks all the time?
Then do we see Enigma Gaming pick up KJ here? We're getting distracted nonetheless because it's going to be a quick hit towards the B side. And this is a side where on the pistol might be a little harder because of the shortage of utility. Both to hold and retake. It seems like, at least for now, Prime 5 have gotten that opening pick. This close play. This Lucia manages to pick it up. Oh, the quad. It's all on Jivix. He needs to be the hero for his team, but it's Marcel yet again against him. The doink, it doesn't get the kill. Close range, Sensei on the wide swing. Lethal Esports. Their retakes continue to pack a punch.
They're not missing a single dome when it comes out of their side. And Lucia's gonna be the one to come out to the top of it all. Man just didn't skip a beat there. On this 1-0 scoreline. You know for a fact that the members of Lethal Esports, they mean business. And I understand Prime 5, you could be confident on this map, but going up against a team who have this much experience could just spell disaster for you if you're not careful, if you don't play your cards right.
What's going to be the plan for Lethal Esports? Because we've seen them do damage on their inferior buys. What do they do to make sure it doesn't happen to them? Lucia, not the ideal start. No Android. The recon gave that play away so quick. This force is so lethal. And that's all pun included. A lot of players still within the site, so Marcel, if he gets good information on the back of that recon, they could commit to this push relatively quick. It being destroyed so fast disables that kind of a play, though. Sensei not going to be deterred with that Marshall close range. Rafa takes the bird and he lands the turn. Still gets that one frag, which is very crucial. Sensei could be on cover duty. This thing, he gets this round in the realms of possibility. And now Marcel needs to deliver on cover duty. He's going to body block the shots. He's stolen it. Marcel yet again wins his team the round. Even in the bleakest of moments, Marcel continues to deliver. And Prime 5, regardless how many times you put them in prime position, never in the situation to capitalize out of it. Every single time they get undone.
It's insanity the way that they're able to find this. But then again, that force buy was perfect. You cannot put any sort of stuff on towards the strategies that the members of Prime 5 were trying to employ. They knew exactly what they were trying to do. They had the game plan in their head, but at the end of the day, it really did come down to execution. But, okay, the members of Lethal, they're just going to run away from it. They got no information out of it, and they think that the A side is completely empty. But no, that's not really the case. Good calls that, hey, maybe we just missed out on the flash. I didn't pull the flash perfectly. The angle was not that well covered.
The drone.
And the drone's going to be marking out two players. They know exactly what to expect. And Stranger is going to try to disrupt as much of this hold as they possibly can. Oh! Gibex.
And that's Marcel, the big man out of the picture. The paranoia perfectly timed to take Rafa out. 2v5, man. Close this out. Still Lucia, though.
Saving this would be better.
Maybe.
Android. Not to hear it. Oh, Battle of the Rocks!
Clip it.
Clip it and ship it.
Clip it, the Bamboozle series, right here. Chamber death. This is what happens when you don't
What do you call it?
have
Chamber
that
death?
out of gear. I mean, technically it still is.
Oh, wait.
Just manage. Yeah, just manage on who managed to whiff lesser. So a diff, but just in the way you see it. Well, God bless our production, because I know they all got us covered. Production. Let's see it. 1, 2,
It's
3,
our
4,
boy
5,
after all.
6.
He just loves.
That was
Put the players on the
600
spot.
credits.
Yep. 600 credits and a bottle full of pain. That's all that we need.
Well, a bottle full of pain. It's a bottle to fight against that pain, and I hope that's not a route they take. One round where Marcel goes out early, and that's the round again. Prime 5 managed to win. Sensei. Good that he went for the full. Oh,
Okay. He knew what to expect. That's a beautiful blade storm shot and a half, but still he used 2 blades extra, so he only has 3 left. This could be a detrimental situation for him, but then again, did they take his gun and shift it away from the entrance?
You gotta hope, because this is gonna be a complete commitment to it. That, and it's on Android. Could have snapped away from danger, but it lets us stay. And danger, sure, you might not be chasing it, but it might be chasing you. Man advantage nullified. Lethal Esports still with the blades and Marzel up alive are in the possibility to claw this one back. Marzel sets his team up with a recon. Jivic's position given away. His team's gonna. Oh God! Well, you saw the headhunter the last round. You saw him being the headhunter this round. Quite the big difference in the play. Jivix just flirting with danger amidst the smoke. And Prime 5 crossfire alongside utility chiming and fading out. They closed this one out. It could have been a very, very different story though. Jevix coming alive, shutting down that retake at M through defender spawn rotation. That was the crucial part of the puzzle that held together in that collapsing moment.
They got an incredible opening frag, but the C side was just way too weak for comfort. Completely ran over. That's a rough one for them, but then again, 2-2. They're still alive. They're still gonna be in the running. Here comes the flash. Here comes the spray, but the frenzy. More betrayals than my relationship life, but still. For now, Marcel. He's also not gonna be able to find anything.
Cooling off just a little. Let's give it room. Right fight.
What?
Enemy remaining.
Android?
It happens. See, I mean, I'll be very honest. With that being one piece of your utility, I don't mind when some people whip it. I've seen Sovas with shock darts and it bouncing back to kill their teammates. So this is not the most PTSD inducing thing I've seen. Although it does somewhat make its way up there.
I think you're speaking from personal experience.
I mean, you're the chambermain there.
Points.
So,
the thing is that I can't even blame these people.
Yeah,
Yes.
Rand Demon Chambermain, thanks production for giving us a subtle reminder. Regardless, this needs to be a ghost-like play.
Oh.
Luckily, a smart play was made there. Snapping out in the face of danger. Lucia! Position given away, and he still manages to find Trek. A big, big frag. Removes the danger, man. Android gets his revenge, and it's served cold because there's nobody to get that trade. The tag. Are we gonna see the bag? The recon gives the play away, and it's all left on the stranger. He's no stranger clutches, and he has the rolling thunder. All he needs is this initial frag to find the opening and make the plays happen. 4 HP. They just toyed around with him, and Marcel wrapped him up neatly like a present. 3-3. Lethal Esports not gonna give an inch away, even though they're a step ahead in this game.
At the end of the day, hey, it's completely fine. You can lose out on a couple of these rounds because You're not in that much of a rush just yet. You have enough bank to go in for another buy. You're still going to be able to hold. Now, though, what really happened in the last round that caused the big problem? So, first of all, positions were good, but then again, I do believe that Jivix was a little bit too aggressive. He was already holding Garage. No one dropped from Garage. He would have heard the sound. And going in a little bit too aggressive and just giving up the Garage control just completely bamboozled the entire site. Just need to
that
wait
paranoia.
there.
Yeah. Less information than take at sea, but information is something that's gonna come at a cost. And Marzel, he's gonna be the taxer. Here's a boatload of footsteps. The flash is perfect, but Rafa! What
Damage control.
timing? Exactly. The A anchor committing to this rotation and finds the best timing possible. Twofold is the advantage that Lethal Esports now hold. He's gonna make it a triple.
Spike down B.
It all calls on Cheems to make a heroic play. Rafa.
Oh, the dog do it, bro.
Exactly. Just vibing.
That, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pretty tough spot for the members of Prime 5 to try and come on back from it now because, yeah, they do have the buys. You can already see they can get in more than enough and still have enough to buy in for the next round, but you're losing the lead that you'd had. It was an equalization and now it's a 4-3. And if we see a win from them here, this is a double operator setup on towards the A side and they're walking into the Lion's Den. If they're not careful, this 2-4 could just instantly demolish them with Sensei holding down the sideline. That's a hole, that's a half. Paranoia's coming in with the Hunter's Fury, ladies and gentlemen, and Morsel goes in for the immediate trade-off, and the 2-4 gets completely cancelled.
Oh, Thunder though, and now the operator becomes a viability. Lafa yet again continues to deliver. Sensei somehow dodging death, but that's not enough. Marzel. Then the crucial piece is removed. To pieces. 1v1. The Omen versus the Omen. Who's gonna let the paranoia take the better end of them? Exactly. Now, there is the opportunity for Lucia to go for that TP play when information is gonna be crucial. But that rotation though is far from being committed. In fact, it's only now that he starts the long walk.
He's playing it super aggressive on towards the side of defender side at spawn, but
Yeah.
it's not enough. He's making his way over towards window. This is such a smart play. But the timing, it needs to be immaculate. It needs to be perfect. He's going to be able to go in for the hold, but the spam should be coming out anytime soon. He needs to run in. Oh, no! Right in the nick of time, Beast. He likes to flirt with danger. And danger flirts back straight towards him. 4-4. Ladies and gentlemen, they're holding, but Prime 5, they're at the edge of death.
It's equal grounds for now. There is the Blade Storm and the Hunter's Fury up on the side of Prime 5. Trick is not in a position where he still needs to use it, but you could see that out in action if a fast play is required. Oh, Sansa! He literally upcrafts for that play. Rafa, he still has another guiding light to facilitate such a play. Marzel dodging the tag, but timing. Oh, it doesn't get the better end off him? What?
Live, Rafa! Rafa! These are the type of situations you're just like, oh, we have man advantage. Why don't we just back away slowly, play inside of the site, play for our double initiator strategy so that we can play for retakes? And now Jimix is gonna get another free throw. Yep, over aggression at its finest. Lethal. There's no way to defend that play. He overcommitted.
Lethal have been relying on plays like this given to them by Prime 5 to get such success. Now they're making the same mistakes that Prime 5 were at it. No shot of footsteps, so Beast needs to commit to the side hold, at least for now, because that's low. In fact, he's gonna play aggressively through C-Link, close to the smoke. Droid!
Player standing.
He missed that shot. That was a free kill.
Vandal here, sometimes it gives you the big L. We know where Lucia is.
That's why there's an L at the end of that. See, all up to him.
If he's able to take a couple of guns, then good for him. I think that will be a nice play for him to make. Okay. Okay.
Yes. Ah, yes. Here we go. He's not even gonna get a single kill here, is he? Oh yeah, he's gonna die a horrible death. Here comes the army. Here comes the guy on his left. Oh, get the omen at least. Think the op.
Got the
Run away.
op.
Oh, he's actually gonna survive with the operator in his hand. An absolute madman. He's a Chad and a half.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man. They might have lost that
Yeah,
round,
it's
but they get the
artist.
important piece, right? The last time, it was a very nice shot by Sensei, but he managed to dash into a wall. It happens. He's gotten the operator, so he's gonna be giving it another jab. I don't think Lethal Esports are gonna give away the same kind of engagements they gave in the round prior. Prime 5 are now gonna work, at least in my mind, have to work even harder for the kind of success if they need to replicate it in this kind of a round. It's gonna be equal pegging yet again.
And 5 scoreline, so we can't really say anything bad about the team just yet. Android though is in a little bit of a tough spot on that chamber. He doesn't feel as comfortable as he would on something like that raise as we saw in the previous matchup. And him trying to fill in these shoes, he's still trying to figure things out, and hopefully his attacking half will be a lot more stronger. He's having a pretty rough time, I would say, on a 2-8. Not really the performance that you would expect from one of the star players of the last match.
Still time for them to wake up. Sensei though
Revealing area.
gets taken out early.
Yeah.
Exactly. Close range Spectre, dude. We've seen those before, and I have a good feeling we're gonna see it again.
Lucia just like, oh, it's mine now.
Nice shot.
Swiper no swiping.
Down. C.
Oh, the paranoia. Marcel is gonna play aggressive. Has his teammate in the backline. Android can deliver. And it's all on Lucia with this operator now. 1v2.
They're very low.
Prime
HP
5.
for rifle.
Yeah, they're darting all the way back to the ace site. This operator is gonna be a problem if he's gonna commit to this on the clutch. Still has his ultimate, but for the ultimate play, does he dispose of that trump card? I think he hears the updraft as well. And Lucia is gonna be able to play this one with the frenzy. HP being a factor, sure, makes this possible. Still does not have that smoke for another good 15 seconds. He can't even afford to go on the tap.
He's already walking in towards the side.
God.
Angle is gonna hold. Position's given. Oh no. It's over.
Oh god, the RNG's saves trick. Didn't even aim for the head, but gets the headshot nonetheless. Precise gunplay.
Some of these situations, you really question why he's not trying to utilize his into the shadows.
Seems so feasible, but sometimes maybe there could be a completely different play written around this. Maybe the way he uses the fear of the shadow could be on the back of getting the crucial clear when retake is on full alert. James is going to be able to spot Lucia. Now he's very well conceived towards the C-Link. The recon though still not disposed of actually, and Lucia stands a chance for finding this frag as it just merely faded away. Retake on the back of this Hunter's Fury, that's what's the setup here.
This is rough though. Here comes the Hunter's Fury from the side of Keems. He's gonna be able to get that first initial tag. Hold is gonna be good, and Sensei comes in strong with the first initial shot, but still GMX. Oh, baby GMX! He's an absolute demon. Just pops out of that smoke and just pops a couple of heads as well to send them back home packing. 4 and 7, ladies and gentlemen. My oh my, will the members of Prime 5 be able to hold down strong? Good shots, good plays. The map of Haven is their playground for a reason.
Disgusting.
Why did you sound like the guy from... I forgot, what was his name? In Lord of the Rings, the one who screams Precious?
Is it the hop? Is it that? I
That
forgot the creature,
goblin
but-
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh!
That's another creature. That's a specimen and a half. Trick just flies it into the sunset with Stranger on his back. My god, we're going on a tangent here, and the members of Prime 5 are like, nope, you're supposed to look at us. No dilly-dallying here anytime soon, because they're looking to close this half off on a 4 and 8.
This would be one of the best turnarounds that we've gotten to see in the Challenger series so far, if it does end up happening. The Rolling Thunder, and it's yet again Marcel in the 1 versus 4. The Recon goes on the wayside just like he did, and a polar opposite of what we had in the first map. First map, it is Lethal Esports leading the charge 8-4. Tables have turned. What do you see happening right now? Because it's very identical drafts on either side, except for the fact that Rafa has gone in for the Sky. We've seen that Overgrowth come in clutch on a lot of occasions. They're yet again going to be in a position where they want to take those early fights, right? You can see Rafa investing in that Overgrowth as well. So they're going to be looking for these early fights. They're going to try taking maybe a double, maybe a triple peak, secure that frag, re-heal, and then recommit towards that mid and late round.
For now though, but do you see a little bit more of a push up? Marcel has the Aldron in hand. Screwing out the entirety of Garage. The side entry is very much possible. Angles being given. King's position is already revealed, and they just... OG?
This is a complete
Did
contact.
they just
This is
walk
like-
in from Garage?
This is exactly what Prime 5 did to Lethal in the second half of Bisco. That was crucial in map 1, and this is crucial in map 2. Lethal Esports trying to find redemption where they need it. And Sensei is sitting ducked. It's all on Rafa. The demon from Chennai. Is he gonna make it count? Has the angle, but not the play. Trick with yet another one up his sleeve. Another round going the way of Prime 5. One away from double digits. They got the start in the second half they needed, and they're looking eagerly to a map 3.
Sensei is standing out completely in the open, exposed to Garage. That is an angle you need to check, my boy. They're falling apart. They're making very, very basic mistakes. And if your fundamentals are this massively flawed on the map of Haven, that's just rough.
Low by Sensei on that Marshall. Are you a believer? We've seen this weapon do big stuff. And again, this is one of the biggest weapon in terms of bang for buck. $950, a headshot kill at any range. Just need to be precise. Chivix, well concealed in the corner as he sends them back to the next round. The head. Let's not talk about that. We move past it.
No. Jivix won the last time on the Rift battle. This time around, it was Android.
I was scared with the positioning that Android was going to take. I thought he was going to go through a short. Luckily, he made that rational call because he was anyway so low in HP. He might as well be that entry for his team. He might as well be the recon dart for his team as they commit to the site. Are they going to overlook Trick's position? I feel like this is a very, very well set up play by Trick. This timing is going to be all the importance here. All line sets him up brilliantly. Rafa finds that trade. Recon still gives his position away, and that gives Stranger the room to play aggressive. Sensei needs to pull out this 1 versus 2. Nice way to open this play up. If he's gonna play aggressive, he needs to do it fast. The smoke spammed, and now the paranoia denies this play even more. They're both looking. Can't get the flex. Chin's right around the corner. 10-4 digits, exactly what Prime 5 are looking at. And what they eyed, they're getting. That's never been their problem though, aggressive. They've gotten the rounds, they've not closed it out. That was in map 1. They've gotten enough rounds here, but can they close this map out? How many times on Haven have we seen the miraculous comeback, especially on that attack?
There's a reason why I call this map one of the best maps to come in for comebacks, and there's a reason why this map has the most notorious track record to be the longest played map in the entire game. You could be down 11-1 and still there's a possibility you can go in for a comeback. That's how incredible this map can be! Sensei. Sensei, my boy, can't get away with something like that.
Destroyed.
You have a wolf behind you.
The trade comes in.
Down A.
3v4. Rafa needs to find this kill, and he does. Crucial frag. Gets that man advantage nullified. Only problem is he's the one low, so he really can't heal himself. It's a Sag right there. Android, perfect timing window that he's found. If the push is a little more, you know, overcommitted, there is the alarm bot there, so Android will have information to play out of.
No, this is bad. Beast. He's gonna get away with this unscathed.
It allows Android to play aggressive as well, so it's a double-edged sword here, aggressive. Both sides need to read the other's play. Oh!
Planted.
Beautiful.
Be put to place. Android. Even though he didn't anticipate that play from the get-go, he had that in the back of his mind, and well, he's put a bullet in the back of Beast's mind. For all he's concerned, James needs to clear Lucia. And Rafa is just the facilitator for such a play. Shoulder bait, information given, flash, and now Lucia comes in with a bash. It all works in tandem. Lethal Esports played this mid-game so passive and so fluid that the timing just could not help but be on their side.
Now, okay. I am really interested to see how Lethal are gonna use this space being created by Sensei. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, OG, but the fact that Sensei is creating a lot of space, but there's no one really to occupy. I understand, okay, we see a complete and utter lurk play being done by Android. He's playing on that lurk, but none of the other members of the teams are trying to even facilitate on the space being made by Sensei. And Sensei's literally dashing into every single corner that he can. And there's no one to play off of him. If he doesn't get a kill, it's just over for them.
Understandably so, but you also have to give it to Prime Fire that they have so much utility dumped right after that first kill that it's almost impossible to go for a refrag without it being an overcommitment and without you being in visible risk of danger.
Yeah,
This
but
play is very good because he's smoked up the alarm bot and he's found a way through. Beautiful play from Beast. The advantage given, the play given away, the recon disposed of, and a lot of utility yet again to put them on the back foot through the smoke. And Jivix with the close play needs to be smart, and he TP's out of there. Tricks though not given the same luxury, and the man disadvantage. Jivix, we've seen him come alive. Can't do it big with the headhunter. Everybody's HP being so dead low. Cheems, if he was a few moments earlier, the overgrowth wouldn't have done jack. Now he needs to pull out the jack from the cards deck. Not gonna be the possibility of a clutch though. 11 HP. Should be put to bed. 10-6. Is this the beginning of a lethal comeback? I think a timeout should be due now. Lethal Esports need to be calculated on how they take their next steps. Being double digits at this point in the game is going to be a very big trump card. Salt Esports, if they manage to make this operator work, they are kissing distance away from victory. And on the flip side, if the side of Lethal Esports understand how to dismantle this operator setup, they'll be only a couple rounds away from the equalizer. A very crucial round where either side's going to be vying for success. Oh no! The dash! Oh god, the lethality is just immaculate. The operator removed, and they're gonna maybe use this like a linchpin. They're like, you know what? We know that you have a chamber set up here. We know that GeForce likes to play this kind of a play. So, go for it. Here's the pizza. There's the box on top of the pizza, and here's the rope which I'm holding onto with the stick on the other end. Are they going to be boxed into the space side? Because it looks like with the rotation they are. Now, with Lethal Esports' consistent play towards the mid-game being slow and rotation-based, this is all the makings of a C-split. This drone could be the game changer, and I'm not sure if it was an audio distance of Marcel's.
That's a sad stranger. He read that play so beautifully. Lucius just gets completely caught out.
Timing.
Team's got the perfect timing, and Android, he's probably kicking himself for that one. One by one, they're dropping like flies, and even though they do have the Seekers to gain some information, it's not gonna give them anything here.
Marcel's alive!
Yeah, he's good for one, but he needs to find more. Unless he finds this kill over on the GeForce, it's over.
No.
GeForce!
Oh,
No!
God.
Oh, God, that's the one! He's on heard the footsteps! He heard the footsteps!
They have the tail blaze. Information not gonna be a problem. Although Marcel, he has the Hunter's Fury and he knows the significance of that utility. Rafa is gonna be swung wide pretty soon, and the UI gives not only us betrayal, but also him to a small extent. Marcel line perfectly in position, but he is built up this lurk play for quite a while. The shock dart gets him off. The half stick. He needs to commit on the peak. Is he gonna get it? No.
Marcel, you can wallbang that. You can wallbang that. That was a wallbang angle. God damn, he couldn't get that angle off.
It could have been a bait play as well. Marcel was just trying to be a step ahead. You know, especially in Valorant, readjusting your aim is a big concern. So he might have been expecting a swing there.
Stick, though. That was his full-on stick. You could see the spike being stuck down. He needed to take that risk. There was not enough time for him to go in for the full-on swing, considering the angle. That was such a potent plant spot. You have to give it to Rafa to have that game sense on him, being like, okay, I'm gonna plant it as open as I possibly can, so the player on Garage has the easiest time to go in for a swing.
Makes me sound like I'm doing some kind of cultural singing. Nah, it's just me losing what little sanity I have left. Talking about, being insane, both sides having the tote force, both GeForce and Android have a lot that they need to deliver for this team. For GeForce, it's a chance of getting to map point, right? They need to force this map 3 if they need to make their way back in this series. And that's luxury that Lethal Esports still do not want to give away. Look at this ace side. They're completely playing for retake. They have the Rolling Thunder. They have the Hunter's Fury. They're like, you want it? Take it. We're going to take you later on. And this play towards C from Lucia and Android has caused them to slightly rotate. I don't think they're going to have a problem with this though. They have a lot of utility that they're going to utility dump towards the side. And it's on the side of Lethal Esports to play from not within the side, but outside of it. The backstab on backstab action we're going to get to see has already gotten me wondering what kind of a play could be set up. Android has to throw their force.
Oh, yeah, that's a beautiful one. Lucia's already at the positions. Wait! Beast! What was Beast looking at? What was this? A flawless
5v5 post-plant hold.
That is something that should never happen.
That is something that I've never heard of. When you have the Rolling Thunder, when you have the Hunter's Fury, boy,
They committed
is that
both.
hard pill to swallow.
They committed both ultimates and they still lost this fight. But then again, you have to give it to the lurks. The lurks were perfect. But Jivix. Oh, I think that he is in the definition of perfection. I think I jinxed. Sorry, Jivix. It's okay, buddy.
You see a weapon?
Oh! I knew that was gonna happen. As soon as he peeked that corner, I was expecting that. Do you know what I would have done? I would have been like, yup, that is never gonna happen for my part. I am never swinging that again. Especially when the demons are coming out to play. And Marzo. He's gonna sprinkle some holy water in. And Jeeves. Yep. Oh, oh.
Not gonna mind what he got though. He's very, very far away from the Hunter's Fury, which is well removed from his hands with the way the round prior played. So the closer he gets to it at when it's gonna be in a crucial stage, maybe 11-11, you never know. That's when this could be big. 3 rounds. That's what divides these teams from an equalizer. And 2 rounds is all that Prime 5 need to take this to a map 3. It's balanced, like it's on the edge of a knife. And I think either side is feeling how that cut could be a little painful.
On the edge, both of them. And this situation.
This is why I love this fan knife, dude. What my
You can
dream
just
is
pull
like
out.
you hit a mad no scope and you know like how
Right here.
you have these weird how do I say this words to use in Mumbai server, right? So straight up you give a flick and hava. Oof, you take a little bit of air to breathe. And I think that's exactly what Lethal Esports need as well, right? They've been on the back of this big comeback. It's not over yet, not even close. This is the important part of the journey. So now is where they need to make sure they don't slip up. And this is when Trick has the operator yet again. Nice cloud burst.
This guy knows. Perfect! Say! You did not expect that now, did you, buddy? And now
Another one.
Trick, he's double dipping even more. He's looking for the triple. He doesn't care. And he's gonna be able to get it, buddy. He's finally gonna get spotted out by the Owl Drone. He needs to back off, but he already did all of the damage. He has already got it into their heads and Trick. He's looking for more. He has the angle. He has the peek. He has the shot. Doesn't matter if it's a jiggle. Doesn't matter if it's anything else. And Marzel, give it to him. Give him the ace. I know you want to. Take the damage. Take the L. Give him the clutch. It's gonna deny everything. The clutch minister's here to play. But the beast, he has the perfect backstab to end it all off. 8 and 12. And ladies and gentlemen, the third map
Match
seems
point.
to be inevitable.
Ooh. First shot was very, very precise. But this shot, this peek from Lucia kind of sealed this round, right? If they might have committed the guiding light on the back of that peak, I would have seen it working out. Especially because he did not have that dash. Ugh. One operator and the story changes 24 frags. Ay, 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 ay. And here rush yet again. Lethal Esports. They're gonna face 2 members on the hold, and there is another on the rotation. Beast, nice paranoia, but Rafa in the perfect position and the perfect time ends up making his entrance. Stranger Seekers gives this play away. Suddenly, it's a similar round, but pulled by the other side.
Enemy remaining.
What? Keems?
Are you gonna give it to him? He has blades. Oh god, he reached this? Don't tell me he reached
No.
this.
Oh, that shorty, if that got the kill. If that shorty got the kill, I would be like, yup.
Too far.
That's a mood swing moment right there, and that's also a delete Valorant moment as well.
Late Valorant. Dude, like, fun fact, I've done that close to 9 times right now. I've counted every single time. What about you?
I've gotten close to doing it once, but that's
I,
it.
I'm a man of commitment, dude. I do it for like 2 weeks and I'm like, might as well give it another chance. Anyway, I'm good at it.
Technically, this is my job, so I can't really do that. So I need to keep the game.
Lol, imagine playing the game.
Hey,
Well-
when we were on break, I did it once. I'll tell you that much.
Are you serious?
Yes, when we were on break for a month, I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Just because my teammate. Okay, so my
Just
teammate
wait.
had the perfect 3K.
Wait for it.
Just
Wait
like
for it,
Lucy,
though.
beautiful.
God!
And now he's gonna die. Good night.
That's all we needed, though. Vandal spray. Oh,
Oh, he knows. This guy's just on a tear. This is his world. This is his world, OG. And I don't think we need to live on it anymore.
He has the opportunity to creep by and take this engagement as one-on-ones. The Cloudburst essentially forces the peek from Ursel.
Oh,
Offhand, right click! Ugh. That TP from Android just about salvaged the round, or else this could have gone from secure to nasty in the matter of no time. A lot of the
And
economy
whenever
being
I watch
deployed,
Trick, I get a headache.
though. Normal play. Now starts the prod bunny hop movement.
Oh, kind of like is it a prod? He nearly got away with it as well. If Android didn't go for the TP, that would have been insane. And Marcel probably didn't expect the play. He's like, what the hell is this guy doing?
Straight up kangaroo peek.
People talk about the Bugatti peaks. This guy's going for the kangaroo peak.
Again,
Oh,
use
oh,
utility.
I don't know why they're peeking him like this. What's the game
Down
plan
the drain.
here?
I don't know what the game plan was, but now the game that they need to do is completely out of the realms of possibility. And Mr. Impossible is out of the picture, right? Marcel's been the second one who's been taken out. Ah, life looks so hard right now.
Sam, they've been going for this A hit how many times? You have a Sova Owl drone. Just use it to clear out A long when you know he has an operator. They're still risking so many different angles. They're not adapting to what they have on the opposite side.
Revealing area.
The defensive hold from Pine 5 is just so immaculate at this point. They're
30
running
seconds left.
on the success of that one operator.
Spike planted.
Oh, so unfortunate. Utility is just plucking lethal esports. At least what's left of it apart. Tag does deter them, taking the higher ground, and they need to find the spam through the smoke, the half stick. The lineup not really there, and it's all gone to the wayside.
Defenders.
Lethal esports. They're able to make it close, 13-10. Sadly, though, no cigar. Whew.
That's just a gone case right there.
Yeah.
It's a tough
Just-
situation, and you just have to give it to them at that point because not really much else to say. It was just a lot of mistakes just piling up over and over again. And then just, I don't know how else to put it. You just need to say it as one thing. They started ego peeking corners.
Yeah, and that gave
It was
Trick
just
such an
complete
edge.
ego peek.
Exactly, dude. 31 kills. Like, I don't remember the last time I saw such a hard carry in a pro tournament. Like, darn. Us on the next level. Let's quickly head into the highlights, ladies and gentlemen, because this game was no short of it. To start things off with, we had Lucia's monstrous squad.
They had a good start. Lethal, they knew what to expect, but they got overly confident. They didn't show any form of respect to their opposition, and they just started dropping like flies because of it. Whiffs were there, but it's fine. Whiffs happen, but you don't make the same mistakes when it comes down to utility. This is a game we could not expect from the members of Lethal Esports. Yeah, the Prime 5 had a beautiful defense. They were hitting their shots. They had a lot of confidence, and that is bound to happen when your opponents are making this many mistakes and they're blatantly doing it over and over again on every other round.
Especially
defense
hit
was
towards the auto,
immaculate.
right?
Time
Yeah,
5 was just insane in the way that they played. Lethal Esports, this was not a shutdown even.
ooh, some of these plays, like, look at this, man. Look at this. Straight up drive by. Straight up lethal drive by on Lethal Esports, because having a taste of your own medicine certainly not the way you'd like to go out. And we have map 3 to decide who is going to be the victor. That is, however, something that you need to wait for. So we'll be back right after a short break, ladies and gentlemen. Do not go anywhere.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the LG Ultragear presents the Esports Challenger Series powered by ZOTAC Gaming. And honestly speaking, it's just one of those matchups that we didn't really expect to go down. The map of
Yeah.
Haven Lethal just completely dropped.
I mean, they didn't drop the ball as hard as Prime Fight did on Split, so
Yeah, but it's just they made the same mistakes about how many times?
a couple. As many times as Prime 5 got marzeled on map 1, I suppose. Some redemption, I guess. And it's all coming down to those map 3. Fracture. I think a map where we can see both Jivix and Marcel pop the hell off, because both of them rely on, these lurk bamboozle plays to go on their side. Quickly, let's head to the agent select, because that's where the juices are at, and that's where we are headed, ladies and gentlemen. Android's gonna be picking up the chamber, so Marcel, not gonna be seeing him whip out the same magic that we did see in map 1, although he is gonna stick to this initiator role. Last time around, he played the Sova. This time, he is opting in for the Breach, which is a very, very viable pick in the map of Fracture. Very viable for setup, very viable to disrupt setup, very viable when you need to commit and make the play work, especially towards that B side. The Rolling Thunder is just something you cannot toy with. And it seems like Stranger knows the powers of it as well.
A couple of pickups that I like on this map in particular, but yeah, the Rays and the
what?
Jet.
Astra? And a Viper? What?
Okay, Prime 5
Hmm.
have plans that I've never seen.
Okay.
Hey, Astra's not a bad pickup. Well, like, we have seen Astra still perform really well if you're able to play the character properly. You just
Select
need to
your
be a lot
agent.
more reactive in the way that you use your utility instead of being proactive like you used to be.
Double controller, though. That's going to be a lot of hold that Prime 5 have in their bag, and they're starting off on the attack. That's the difference here. So the first half is going to be a little harder for them to find success, but as soon as you see them swap sides over on the defense duty, or, even for the sake of the first half, as soon as the plant goes down, that's when you will be able to see the distinct advantage that Prime 5 have with a draft like this. Although with this Raze Jet combo that's on the back for Lethal Esports, they are geared to go for those first initial few frags and maybe even secure them with little problems. The only problem is retake is something that either team might not want to give away. So we're going to see a lot of these fights go down to the tooth, go down to the nail, but with absolute conviction and commitment. That's what my prediction is.
The way that the composition has been picked up, Trick is now on a raise. I don't know how much I like this. But then again, OG, I'm gonna ask you this. We have seen in a lot of different metas that Jet is starting to fall off. There's a lot of compositions that are being played where Jet is not picked up as often. I want
Yeah,
your
they just sub
thoughts.
it out. At least on a map like Fracture, I feel like it's very hard to swap the Jet out because it's very instrumental to have a dive bomb to get that first kill, both on the defense and the offense, right? The Chamber is a little more one-dimensional in that aspect, and the Raze can't really get herself out of the sticky situation without that being pre-set up. So, as far as I'm concerned, advantage firmly LE in the form of the draft, but that's half the picture. And the other half might be lethal from the side of Prime. You never really know what to expect. They're selling out this fake towards this B side, but the bomb's right outside the attacker spawn. With Trick getting this frag, it starts the rotation dilemma that now Lethal Esports are going to be stuck in unless Android finds that kill. Popped off, popping the head of Jivix off as well. Slow rotation though by Beast and Co. With the Viper utility up, this is going to be a close plan with the double controller still up and kicking. Exactly the situation they wanted. Oh, safe plan. Okay. Interesting.
Positions are good though here. With these positions, you're gonna be able to do so much more. Sensei has a perfect angle, has a dash available with a cloud burst in his hand. could go up, but at any second, this is gonna be the push. Stranger's gonna be going for one by one. They're switching everything out, and ladies and gentlemen, this could be where they could just get sent back if they're not careful. Stranger's shoulder has been spotted, but still it's a wrap around the Rosie. Who's gonna be in here?
Look at
And
these though.
they get the kills, but the timing's not in their favor. It's over.
Hashtag goes in for the
Yeah,
fight,
it's not gonna
but has no fight left in him. Nice utility used to secure this post plant. Every piece of utility being used at a very well put together time. There's simply no window of opportunity for them to get that half stick there. Ay. This double controller is just so much of an immovable object that your unsolvable force might not even count for Jack.
It's difficult from that regard. Teams got absolutely demolished and sent back down
Down B.
to another dimension. Keeps just coming in strong here on this Viper. He's able to show up massively on map number 2 and also in map number 3. ZBOX!
A chance?
Sorry, wait, no.
Player
Trick.
standing.
Never mind.
Whenever I see a raise, I instantly think it's ZBOX because he always plays it. Lucia, though. 10 bullets in a Spectre. And I don't think the dream's going to be lived anytime soon. Maybe just if I go on towards the whole beam, it's going to be one kill, but that's it.
Just feel the footsteps. Can't afford to take even a tick of damage. Never mind. Stuck in a position like that, nothing you could have done. Forces
This
out
is why the
aggro.
breach is so good on this map, man. If you don't
Here's the
run a
thing,
breach,
though.
you
3 kills, aggressive. On the back of no investment, that's very good for Lethal Esports. That's what they were looking for. That forces the side of Prime 5 to play the bonus regardless what they want. And now if they break the economy, that's going to be far more of a handicap that Lethal Esports need to fight from. This needs to
ZBOX,
be a
though,
win
he's
round.
going to play on his Headhunter regardless, so did they really deal any form of damage? Not exactly.
Valid point. A slow play yet again, and this is something that's worked out very well in the favor of Prime 5. With this double controller setup, you always want to play the slow methodical play, right? Because you want to set up for the post plan in the most optimal way. That's how you deliver that lethal choke, and that's the route to success, which now they're navigating with they're navigating on with the same pace.
So it's a race here. Try to find that first initial pick off and then capitalize on top of it. But I do believe there's a little bit too much utility being invested. Rafa, he's gonna try to get out of this sticky situation. Beautiful usage of that gravity well. And that's gonna give them more than enough time to try and utilize all of this. Train shells come in, one on the left and one on the right. Where does he run and where does he hide? Android. He's stuck in a pretty sticky situation, but still, guns in hand. He can finally run on back. It's a 5 versus 4 situation where Marcel's gonna be the one to equalize.
What are we seeing?
We're watching a
30
pretty
seconds
interesting
left.
trade game going out here. Marcel was out in the open,
Just taps him.
and I really am questioning what Lucia's plan was when he tried to peek out of there.
Sensei with the dash could get this early frag and fall away. Timing is of the essence, and that's exactly what he needs to try and do!
Spike down A.
Ruthless, precise, and fast.
A trap
2
was the
seconds.
perfect thing that he needed.
Such a hard break. They had the timing down at the wire, and I feel like they just tripped past it. That's what unleashed the booby trap.
Right there.
If that was not a factor there was a high possibility of them just being able to run away with it.
And the fact
Sensei,
that Sensei stayed for that second frag was just mind-boggling.
Hey, he can stay for the second. If Trick can double dip, I'm pretty sure that Sensei can do the same. Oh, he's trying to go in a little bit too aggressive here. Maybe could cost him if he's not careful. A lot of utility being utilized early on to try and get Sensei off of this angle. I And I completely understand that. They don't want to take any chances in the way that they hold this one down. But again, Trick, he's a little bit on his lonesome, but from the angles that they are holding, Ropes is under control. And so is the close corner of this door.
Yeah.
If the timing is there, it's all done and dusted for them.
Rolling Thunder commitment wins aside, and Cheems
Oh,
watching
Kings.
for the push through the door. Man advantage. Sure, it's on their side, but they still have that double controller up, which is gonna make this a world of pain.
Right there.
Gastro Wall puts them on hold for now. Okay, Rafa. A lot of time being boiled down, and this is what I mean here, aggressive. This is where the choke truly does deliver. And that's the right idea of this position to flash. Okay, it still works.
One enemy remaining.
Beautiful.
2,
Last player
1v1 now. Jivix needs to come out big. Rafa and transition through side. Jivix a brilliant one tap as he secures this round.
3 though. Gee, I'm a little bit afraid of the chances of lethal on this map. We know how deadly Prime 5 are here. And could we even be witnessing the members of Lethal just being sent back home because of this? We don't know how they could play on this map. This map is so team focused. And they're dropping like flies, and if they're not careful, this could be pretty bad. But Rafa, he's doing damage control, and maybe he's gonna be able to find out more.
Okay.
Marzel, absolute beast.
remaining.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Spike down B.
All right, Marzel. Triple Jaren. Okay, now, again, we don't talk about those here. Team. Well, Android ain't a fan of his work. 3-2. A redemption. At least the start of it for Lethal Esports. It's still early days though in the first half, aggressive, so they can redeem themselves and even more. They can't give away so many rounds though on the attack duty for Prime 5. Considering that they have this double controller, one duelist composition, you need to make sure that you get as many rounds by door on the defense. Because as soon as the side swap, every frag that Lethal Esports gets gonna be very, very hard to come by. At least in theory.
A lot of information being gained by Sensei though, because no one peeked outside of B main. That should give them a little bit of information to work with here, just in case the way that they're holding this one down. Jivix get positioned with it to the force, but no one's opting to give them a peek, and I like this. The members of Lethal, they know they cannot play overly aggressive. They're being shut down in every single one of their aggressive plays. They saw that on the map of Haven, and they're not making the same mistakes here on Fracture, and I like that.
And
They understand what they need to do, but then again, we're talking about the members of Prime 5 here. They're primed and ready for this execute, and they should be able to get at the bare minimum of 1 kill to try and enter onto this side.
I've left Android to his top of side, but just smart because he can just TP away as soon as he gets that frag and be in safe haven. That's okay, please.
He saw the head. He saw the head. I'm pretty sure he saw the head.
30 seconds left.
Come on. He has the right
Up.
position. He has the right position as well. The white swing. He punishes the first, TP's out. Very, very smart, standard stuff that you want to see out of your chamber. Don't want to see him be a demon, don't want to see him be a hero. Do your job, and that's exactly what Android is doing. He's doing well above and beyond. We consider the factors. Close to classic, that's not big, only on a 1. And the Tode Force shut down after the frag on a Marzel. You really needed to see more action from the Tode Force there. That was the only piece of utility that could win them the round. Yeah, well done by the Esports to well isolate those fights. The double satchel up, the frag from who's the Viper? If I'm not mistaken, Cheems. Well punished. So all things said and done, well secured by the side of Lethal Esports. They force the equalizer, and we start again with both teams being yet again dead even.
shots for the situation. 3-3. And hey, the map of Fracture is finally heating up, but that last round was an eco round. And in that eco round, you could tell that in general, there was a lot of damage being done, and both of these sides, they know what to expect from one another. And I like the fact that Lethal are finally showing proper respect to the members of Prime 5. But for how long can you show them so much respect? At one point, you need to go in for your own aggressive plays, because the way that Prime 5 are adapting in so many of these rounds is what really puts the icing on the cake.
And while we're discussing about, clutches and about Eco's, what do you feel about Eco's retirement, dude? I mean, from watching that beast all the way back in 2014, Cloud9, as he represented his region in the major, yeah, it's an entire era coming to an end, right?
I think
Soon
at
we're gonna
one
see,
point, we do have to say goodbye to the greats. It's time for new talents to rise up to the challenge. And in a way, it's sad, but at the same time, he paved his way forward for someone like Asuna to do the same. He pretty
not
much
only
gave
Arsenal,
away his
every
man.
team in this region throughout the history of his career, man. Make it CSGO, make it Valorant.
He left
A lot
his
of names he's inspired. Leaving a mark is something that Sensei certainly wants to do here, right? Operator out. Oh. Headshots him back to the next round. Marcel trades, denies any kind of trade possibility, falls back. 3v5. These are the kinds of rounds that Lethal Esports clawed their way back from in map 1. And that is something that Prime 5 have turned the tail on. Lethal need to prove a point by getting this round, and that's the opening. Jivix finds that frag. Both of them are looking towards Fridge, if I'm not mistaken. The fact that both of them managed to turn and get this frag without taking a tick of damage makes this round hella more interesting.
See ya.
Bad
Get
lip.
his way up. Oh.
Is this the target?
Okay.
Oh, Marcel give away the footstep. Stranger knows.
Here comes the Rolling Thunder.
30 seconds
Fire in the
left.
hole. The rotation with the operator could be big, and it is. Stranger denied the rotation through main. More importantly, that's a spike.
Standing.
They're drawn into the open. Sensei. Close range with the operator, and he's more than competent to take a fight at that range. Triple kill at the end. But he was the linchpin here at the B-side defense. Brilliant rotation. They managed to take the lead. 4-3.
Angles are good. The shots are clean, and Sensei. He's making his way up to the very top. Marzel on an 8-6 on a breach, mind you. It's not that easy, but hey, this is Breach's playground. If you're gonna perform on any map, it has to be here on Fracture by itself. But then again, it's all about the ultimates. You have a Rolling Thunder, you have an Orbital Strike. Honestly speaking, even getting the spike down with both of these ultimates present will be a daunting task.
Nice.
Let's just not talk about Android and stuff like that.
Rolling Thunder is going to be out pretty soon. That's going to be very instrumental for the play through Tar. And Marcel is going to push alongside it as well. Knows that there's a member close left, but that's the distraction being bought. They're playing off each other here, and Jimmick still left unaccounted for.
Oh,
Gets the double.
God.
Sensei needs to come up yet again with the big plays to save his team the skin. And Rafa, spotting the gun barrel, now tempted to
doesn't
go
know.
on the swing.
He doesn't know.
The Phantom Betrayal.
It's more like Jivix just putting on his dancing shoes.
If he gets
And
another one,
Sensei-
it's possible.
The thing is, this guy's using an operator and he's still hitting headshots 24/7. You know it's a one shot to the body,
Oh,
right?
what?
And that's
How
just
did
sad.
that kill him?
No, he shot to his right.
F.
The
Almost was
bullet
dead on.
literally went. Why is Viper so skinny? It literally went to the right side of her curve, and I was like, wait, what?
Why is Viper so skinny, man? Not everybody can end up having a nice body like you. Don't judge others.
I wish. I wish.
So does she.
Moving on. moving on, ladies and gentlemen. 4-4.
The all-important equalizer and the Tote Force is now going to be up again. You know, it's pretty nice that we're going to see Jivix continuously pop off, man. He's been the driving factor for why Prime 5 have been this relevant in this Best of the Year, or else this could have been an easy 2-0 from Lethal Esports. No cap. Set up towards the A side. This is one of the few times where they've not even touched the B side whatsoever, right? I think this is the second time that they're going for such an A commitment. Last time they did it worked to some extent.
Marcel, I like the play, but this is dangerous.
You see a smooth criminal though. Yes! The double triple! One looking, and he is delivering. Lucia.
You see the spike, buddy.
In this aggressive stance, and this door being open should suggest the alternate play.
Gun here.
Seen the spike, pings the spike. The offhand is being held by Stranger, and Lucia just plays him.
Out of range.
Let's see it.
Beautiful from the side of Marcel, man. That guy's just on a tear. And honestly speaking, that aggressive door play can help you out so much.
Ooh.
If you can get the timing on it. If your opponents go over onto B and they have no one to play on this slurk, it's done.
An operator is out though.
You want to play? Let's play.
An operator has been what has given them success to some extent, but again, it's the retake situation with the double controller and they're giving up the A side, right? Sensei needs his team. Okay, that was scary. That was scary. But like I was saying, Sensei needs his team to get that opening kill for him, then to hold the angle and get value with this weaponry.
It's insanity. Rafa though has a grenade in hand, goes in for the shots, and poor old Trick. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Absolutely nothing that he can do there. They can easily go in for this defuse. Shouldn't really be problem. Okay, through the smoke, the 2 force is gonna be good for one. Stranger, he committed to the crowd spray, which when he didn't even need to. Smokes are present, still gonna be able to hold.
No,
Sensei's not gonna be able to find these shots, and it's done. It's dusted. It's gonna be a round. It's a thrifty, alright. Not a thrifty, I mean, but you know, it's still gonna be a win for them, but still a double save, regardless for the members of Lethal.
The double controller, yet again, causing problems. Not only do they have a lot of vision obscuring utility for the post plant, but you also have the Viper's utility, you also have the Breaches utility, you also have the paint shells. Man, so much utility right now is being thrown to buy time on that retake that Lethal Esports can't help but take fights. They need to take fights. You can't just sit around and boil time away when they're throwing utility. You need to capitalize. And that's exactly the play that Prime 5 will look into deal with. Double setup towards the double side. This is something that you very well will not expect. Trick. That was very crucial for him to get that. And now, this might just lead to Rafa being overlooked. Needs 2 more kills to get to the showstopper, but that could be the round changer. He might have just whiffed.
Enemy remaining.
I have transcended time and space, and Sensei! He's probably gonna try to transcend into another dimension if he's not careful! Oh, he's gonna get away with his life!
Does he hold the rope? That'll be damn funny.
Oh yes! Oh, yes, Beast! Hit the shot, buddy! Hit the shot! Yep! Mission possible! Nope! Mission probable instead. Teams, he's looking for more. Reload in his face and send him back home packing. 5 and 6, ladies and gentlemen. And seems as though Prime 5, they're living and breathing for the memes.
This is how map 3 has to go, right? How fitting. How fitting. Money is not looking that bad, but it ain't looking that great either. Rafa on showstopper. Still the Rolling Thunder up on Marzel. So they force. Available for Android. And they are so dead. Shit! Are we gonna see it? Oh, what? Okay.
What?
Never mind. I thought we
was
were
all
gonna see like a
that?
mad double kill, but never mind. That's Jivix who's delivered. The operator long range yields him that kill, cool, but the advantage still on the side of Lethal Esports. Although utility somewhat concerned, they don't have ultimates, and Jivix just finding frags left, right, center.
Oh,
Stranger.
Stranger. The timing. He has a Rolling Thunder available as well for the post plant. Things would just get a turn for the better.
Timing is gonna be everything, though.
Stranger's just waiting. Oh, yep, that's the call out. That's the throwaway. And Marzel, he's just waiting with a flash in hand. He did it way too early. This could just be
being
very
expected.
costly, but the timing is so good. Jivix!
Hard.
Big go!
Oh.
And that should be another one. Freebie for him, but no! Jivix!
Clutch
Was no need for the peak! One flash.
Gonna do it.
Time
Timing's
second
of the
down.
essence.
No time. Perfect.
Nothing
You
you could have done.
thought.
Switching sides.
Two
not gonna
round
happen.
lead, man. 2 rounds for Prime 5 to take leverage over Lethal Esports. This though is still the pistol round. It's the means for Lethal Esports to come back into this game. Whichever side they are gonna attempt though, they're gonna find one or the other controller. So dismantling utility is gonna be a key aspect for their comeback into this matchup. Otherwise, there's going to be a tragic best of 3 series that Lethal Esports simply would not want on their debut.
A pretty rough start for them. And they need to really figure something out. As we go in for this pause, I'm expecting the members of Lethal to just recollect themselves for their own attacking side, because yeah, now is where the real problems will start to arise. OG,
Exactly.
just look at the composition that they're running. They have an Astra, they have a Viper, and now they're on the defense. I think that should paint a picture of what exactly could go wrong for the members of Lethal.
Yeah, it paints a picture, green and purple. Picture that I'm not sure if Lethal Esports came in prepared for. The pistol round, in a round like this, do you rather go for a pick-based approach, or do you try committing? Because as soon as you try committing, the utility dump is gonna be absolutely brutal, right? So I feel like if you slow down the pace, and pick and play across the map, you stand a chance to fight against even utility. You have a better odd for winning out that fight, and more importantly, with the way the post plan's gonna go, it's not gonna be up in the air depending on where they manage to put their utility. Rather, it's gonna be on the positioning and the numbers, which is exactly what Lethal Esports should play around with.
The rough one in general for them to try and figure out here. It's a 5 and 7. At the end of the day, you're still gonna be able to hold, but then again, it's not enough. Not just yet. Marzel, he has the angle, he has the flash to work with, but then again, Beast.
Never mind. The push, the
gonna be
aggro
the
works
game changer.
perfectly.
From the grave, he's gonna be able to find 2 kills for himself.
He always have tricks up his sleeve, man. That's where he got his name. The matter of moments. Lethal Esports have the roster down the
Don't go
drain.
anymore. Oh,
You jinxed him.
Android.
Wish is the one with the spike and they're chasing him down. They don't want to let this one go. Jivix
Trap destroyed.
knows what
Here.
the play is. They're going towards the underground. Okay, this is
He gave away noise.
this is interesting to say the least. And now Android, is he gonna anticipate this quick rotation through defender spot? Okay. He manages to make his way back, take another pop shot. Okay, this is unacceptable.
30 seconds
The
left.
fact that he's able to make such a menacing play and still make it out, it's a fact of glory that he needs to carry. And Lucian knows the play. He's seen it, he sniffed it, he now wants to play against it. The rendezvous taken care of. Stranger knows where the setup for Android is. Close range on the astral form, and Lucy, yeah, almost let that one go the other way. Redeems himself, collects the spray, and collects the final frag. 7-6. What started off as a very well orchestrated attack towards this A main slowly fell apart, and Lethal Esports clawing it back on the back Android slow play, which mind you was the same poison that Prime 5 administering to Lethal Esports throughout the first half. How'd you like a taste of your own medicine now?
That was a pretty rough call, but then again, Android just played that lurk beautifully. Just slipping into the enemy backlines without any form of repercussions. And do you know the strangest thing? I expected the members from the spawn side to actually peek and clear out Android, but the timing just favored him so beautifully there. Nothing he could have done to try and survive that one. Angles being given, positions also being thrown away. And the defenders, they're just being toyed with here. They can't even push into the side without half of their HP just disappearing before the side entry.
If they would have retreated a little more early, that utility dump could have just been so much more damaging, but not the case. Not gonna be what's happening. The HP already is so dead low from 3 of these members. They're just looking for what they get on the left side. Just a boatload of bullets and safe passage, at least to the next round.
7, ladies and gentlemen. Now this scoreline is just gonna get even more tough and even more rough for the side of Prime 5. But then again, they have their buys. Things could be a little bit more different for them. Stranger did call out a timeout, and this is smart. Stop the momentum before it gets out of. They want the pistol, they want the anti-equal. That's where you make the stop, and this is where you try and think of exactly what you need to do to try and stop them from gaining this level of control. Now, how did they win out on the pistol, and how did they win out on the anti? Primarily, the anti-eco was just very simple. You don't have the guns, you cannot fight them. But the pistol round was purely based on the fact that you played way too passive, and on the map of Fracture, it is impossible for you to play as passive as possible. You need map control. There's too many different entry points to even survive a play like this.
Yeah.
If you give away too much of the map, people are just going to start walking in freely into your own spawn and then taking you out on backstabs. And I'm really hoping they understand this and they implement it into their game plan here for their buyer. Because if they don't, those specters that they have
Can I get a drop?
could just spell doom for them.
I mean, we've seen that in map too, bro. We've seen it. We know that these players are capable of those PTSD inducing plays. For now, Prime 5, a couple of rounds were unfortunate to deal with. Go ahead. A very quick play towards the B side. The spike is all the way back towards main. Chivix. No, he's being toyed around with at the moment. The Spectre, though, again, absolutely slaps. And it leaves a mark on their cheek.
Space.
HP, though. Oh, Marcel. 40 HP on him. So low HP on Jivix as well. No, Jivix, who's this? Sensei. Man, disadvantage. The double controller, is it going to be enough to buy them enough control of this situation to draw isolated fights? Teams spots Rafa, and Rafa's not interested in giving away this frag. He's going to rely on Marcel taking the aggro away from him initially. As Marcel is low HP, he sets up utility and then sets up for the peaks. Trick still fighting back though, and he needs to fight back even harder. The Santa pushes him further and further. Nothing Beast could have done on the back of that double peak. Sure, the spike goes down, everybody bites the dust, but at the end of the day, it's Lethal Esports grabbing the lead in the second half of the last map in this best of 3, ladies and gentlemen. a crucial edge and a crucial aspect of the game. This is where both teams start truly sweating it out.
The fact that all the guns were lost as well by the defenders just puts them in an even worse spot. They need to go in for an eco, and the possibility for 9 and 7 is very much prominent. Sensei, aggressive peek, but oh my god, Shrek, he's a demon on the sheriff.
Can we please have our editors like put
Just
like
give me a
some-
highlight on that one. I don't care
Yeah.
what happens later on. Please, production, I need that.
Oh god.
Damn it. Bouncing buddy. Hey, I think that Easter came in a little bit late for the side of Trick, but still, hey.
Trick has showstopper though. If he gets one frag, it could change things. Information. Does he whip it out? Gets the double.
Down A.
Leaves Sensei breathing down the neck of death. 5 HP. Is he the one gonna be playing bait? The plan needs to be committed, so it's not that easy
Blocking sight.
to get Android set up, as he's the one who had to plan the spike. And now, I'm gonna play this vertically. One on the first floor, one on the ground floor.
They found my trap.
Are they gonna be able to pull this one in tandem is the question. Either side exposed to different angles and both being covered from one aspect of it. Perfect! Can't adjust in time. A 3v2, now a 2v1. James needs to claw this one back, and he peeks out of the smoke to meet his maker.
HP in the hands of Sensei, and he still gets away with something like this?
Well, he
That's
might
just
be called
insanity.
Sensei, but as soon as this round happened, Moosh in the Yeru.
Oh my.
Sorry if I slaughtered it there.
No, it's like Omaire wa moshinderu.
Thank you, my friend.
And then there is Rafa at the background screaming Nani. Perfect Nani moment. The man just got played with there. But then again,
There.
he was a necessary sacrifice at the end of the day.
I'm no fan of sacred games, but I get the point of Balidan as well, you know. It would lose some to win some. And right now, the lead that Prime Fi were vying for is slipping away from the fingers, just like this game. The Rolling Thunder, but there's a little bit of utility to put them at bay for the moment. Sensei and Marcel find a way to get a kill each. Jivix re-aggresses perfectly, and this is the play that needed to be made. 1 HP is all that's left. Trick could deliver the Salt with the showstopper, with them being relatively grouped together in towers. It's more than a viable possibility. There goes the party! The trade's in. 1 HP. Jivix needs to find another, and they need to work on the back of each other if Beast and Co needs to find this clutch. Information given and the life taken. Tag in. Android TP'd away. He dodges it. Oh!
Android actually just jumps out and finds a kill on that?
Happy feet, man. Straight up like the penguins from Club Penguin. I mean, not Club Penguin, Madagascar. That's a different game. Oh god. Yeah, both of us are feeling it, man.
Yeah.
I could have
We had
asked
a
for
really
that
good child.
Sunday.
We had a really good child. If we know these types of things.
Oh dude, my friend had a members account, so I was living life.
I still remember playing Club Penguin for the first time. God damn, have memories there.
Yeah, the dojo, the puffles, the igloo, you name it, it's there.
I still remember surfing, dude. Surfing was so much fun.
Okay. Jivix wants to surf and flirt with danger. Footstep given away, and I think that the other party is fairly aware of what's
Jivik should
ahead.
get a kill here. This is a kill, right? This is a freebie for him. And he killed Marcel. You don't have a breach for a site entry. This could be a problem. Because now Jivix,
There.
he could just double dip and he doesn't care. That's a tour de force for you. He can do it as many times as he possibly wants. This is a Marshall that can one-shot you in the body. Sensei looking to be the game changer here, but he whiffs a shot. And that whip could just be costly.
Here. They found my trap.
Giving them the entry, cool, but the bomb's headed all the way to where B.
Oh, GFX, that's a costly whiff.
You always curse Jivix, don't you? Say he's gonna double down. Say he's gonna go big now. You count him out and he gets a triple. Come on, triple. 3v3.
That was a
You're
good
lucky.
fake, though. That was a good fake on A.
Lucia had the perfect time. Perfect off angle and team squad on over. Okay. These 1v1 duels sometimes scare me because you see Lucia not having any support. There couldn't be any trade whatsoever. So, considering we've seen 2.5 maps of nothing but the Bamboozle series, every time you see a 1v1, it sends the wrong shiver down my spine.
In this case, on this 11-7 scoreline, things are a lot more difficult than you would have hoped for. How do you really want to play this? Because currently, this 11-8, it's gonna be even more rough. Because now you're at death's door. You do have buys, but this is your last buy round. If you lose this, it's all over for you. You will not have enough money to go in for buys in the following consecutive round.
They do, however, have a small setup towards the side, and Jivix keeping back the party. It comes to Jivix as he's welcome to it. Backstab.
Android.
Android been overlooked. Timing is everything, and Beast utterly outplayed. 3v5. The numbers turn as the tables do as well. Stranger through the door finds the kill. Knock knock as he lets the devil in, and he's the only one that's left. 12-7 from what looked like a 2-0 start. What we're gonna expect from the series. Lethal Esports managed to fall flat on map 2, and now in the second half, Prime 5 are not able to find any success. 7 rounds in consecutive fashion. Lethal Esports, a truly mesmerizing second half. And their debut, not only was it Sensei, but you saw Lucia, you saw Marcel, you saw Android, you saw Rafa, everybody pop off. Black Road,
but
Android knows this.
this guy's just on a different level. He knows what to expect. He knows exactly how to get into the minds of the members of Prime 5, and he's doming it down one by one. Shots are clean, and this is how it all plays out. Run it away, Mission Impossible yourself out of this sticky one. And Trick, he just didn't have a gun for it. If he had a Phantom or something, that would have been a different story.
They went back all the way to B. They were in defender spawn. What's happening here, aggressive? Why are they being so aggressive?
Around the Rosie and a pocket full of posies.
They deny the plan. Trick. He's playing this one Ultragear, which gives him the first kill cool, but Android's in a one and done position. Goes aggressive through fridge and he finds that kill. A huge problem now as Trick has a rock that he needs to turn. Stranger gets turned on. 1 versus 2, and Trick cannot find the clutch. 13-7. Oh
Sensei
god,
just turned it up.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe that Prime 5 let go of that second half. A 7-5 is how we exited the first half with Lethal on the back foot, and they didn't drop a single round. Huh. Talk about a dream comeback. You have one on your plates, man.
As we head on down over towards the match highlights, we can relive all of those moments once again, but at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it really did come down to the final little snippets of what really broke down the members of Prime 5. Prime 5, they played it beautifully at the very end, but I think that their composition really did start to falter. They have the Astra, they have the Viper, they have a lot of utility to work with, but the communication breakdown was just on a different level. It just... You could see the mistakes of the first initial map being made on map number 3. You had such a strong lead and such a strong playbook for map number 2, where you were making the right decisions, you were going in for the right calls, you knew what to expect, and then as soon as Fracture came in, they felt discombobulated. Just look at this round in particular. Beast is all the way up front in A main, while Stranger is like 10 miles away on the entrance of A main.
Yeah. And you can't
I
forget
think
this as
that
well.
alone will tell you why the side of Prime 5 lost this.
It
It's
was a
not
bit
because their
marginal.
aim was off. It was not because they were not because they were not hitting their shots. It was purely based upon the communication.
And the read.
Felt as though they were on the other side of the map on every single time.
Yeah. And I feel like it was communication for the majority of the time, right? Like you said, there were a lot of moments where it felt like Prime 5 had the good read as to what the situation's like and how it needs to be played if it needs to pan out in their favor. The tables turned on them so many times that at this point it's not even a table, dude. It's like what spins a lot? Beyblade? I mean that spins but doesn't turn technically. But you get it. Oh, I know what turns a lot. A car. Why didn't I think of that?
What?
That's like straight up dad jokes, dude.
God damn it. I was not expecting that one. But then again, what we were expecting was the side of Lethal to be on the top of things, but also for the fact of Prime 5, they put up a really good fight. We were not expecting 3 maps whatsoever. It was either going to be a 2-0 for either one of these sides, but Prime
Same,
5
even I was
and
expecting
also
that.
Lethal. Yeah, but Prime 5 and Lethal, they put up a good fight, but at the end of the day, one of the teams need to get sent back home, and Prime 5, they were just not cut for this one. And Lethal, they're going to be the ones to move one down forward. They qualify for the playoffs.
In nice fashion. I like the lethal that we're getting to see. We got to see a very, very nice face of Marzel, which I don't think we got to see a lot of when he was on VLT, right? I'm so happy that Marzel decided to take this move. With him having the center stage, with him being a very crucial piece of this Lethal Esports roster, you can see the impact that this man has brought about, not only in terms of his clutch potential or the way he's turned around these rounds, but also the way he's turned around some of these players. The way they played together today was a sight to behold, and the fact that this is a new team still astounds me. Now, with them having more time to progress and find better shape, this is one of the teams that I personally am going to be looking forward to, and I think you should too as well, Aggressive. We did finish our first best 3 today, but for you at home, we are at the home of Indian Esports, so we have you covered. Revenant Esports and Team Valor are going to be going head-to-head at 8:30 p.m. So, in case you do not have that fast of a brain like me, and if you're a jet main who only thinks about getting the entry, well, the support here could be you hitting that bell notification and the subscribe, so you'll know every time we go live, as there will always be a birdie to tell you.
That end, that's all that we have for you for this matchup. But just as OG said, hit the like, hit the subscribe, also hit that notification bell to get notified when we do go live for the 8:30 p.m. matchup, because that is one that you don't want to miss. Revenant versus the side of Team Valor. It's gonna be a hard one. It's gonna be a tough one as well. I'm expecting 3 maps, and hey, we're gonna be in for the long haul. That is for certain. But for now, we're going to be signing on off. But before we do, make sure to check out the links down below in the description to check out ZOTAC and all the graphics card, and of course, LG Ultragear monitors. We have a couple of good bargains all for there. But for now, we'll see you soon for the 8:30 p.m. game, and we'll be back real shortly. Well, the LG Ultragear presents the Esports Challenger Series, powered by ZOTAC.
One, two, three, let's go.